Welcome everyone to tonight's event for parents of rising sophomores. We're excited to have you with us and hope that you will find the information presented this evening to be beneficial. My name is Stacey Thompson and I'm the senior counselor. Let's get started. We have 3 goals that we want to achieve this evening. First, we're going to review graduation requirements. It's important to understand these requirements so you and your child can choose the right classes to ensure progress towards graduation. Once you have a solid understanding of graduation requirements, we will review the process of requesting courses for next year by going through the course selection sheet that you picked up when you checked in. Last, when this presentation concludes, you'll have the ability to walk around the building and address any questions to teachers and staff. We are here to advise and help you. At the end of the evening, you will turn in your course selection sheet to the table in the main lobby on your way out. Students who need more time to select their classes may take their course selection sheet home and return it to the respective junior high school office by Friday, April 12th. So let's review eSTEM's graduation requirements. The state of Arkansas requires 22 credits for SmartCore. However, eSTEM requires an additional 4 credits for a total of 26 credits for graduation. So I'm going to review the credits on the slide. We are required to have our students take 4 credits in English, so they take English 9, English 10, English 11, and English 12. They are required to take 4 credits in math, Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and then a math that's above Algebra 2, or they can take a computer science. Social Studies requires 3 credits, Civics, a half credit, Economics, a half credit, and then a full credit of World History and a full credit of U.S. History. Science requires 3 credits, Biology, and then you can pick 2 from Physical Science, Chemistry, Physics, or Computer Science. Career Focus is 6 credits, and this will be any extra electives that your students take that don't fit into other requirements. And then other 2 credits, they have to have a half credit of Oral Communications, a half credit of Fine Arts, a half credit of Health and Safety, and a half credit of Physical Education. The eSTEM diploma requires 4 more credits. Those are the additional credits we require, which is 2 years of a foreign language, a STEM course that is a 4th science, and then another STEM course of their choice. It's important to note that a computer science course may not simultaneously count for both math and science credits. It may count as one or the other, or an elective if a student has already accumulated enough math and science credits. The state of Arkansas determined last year that every student, beginning with the graduating class of 2021, is also expected to take a course in financial literacy to graduate. Like we mentioned, eSTEM requires an additional 4 credits for a total of 26 credits. As you know, our eSTEM motto is college ready, career ready, world ready. In order to be truly world ready, we believe that students must have exposure to a foreign language. Therefore, we require 2 consecutive years of the same foreign language. Additionally, since we are a STEM school, we require 2 additional years of STEM courses, as I said before. Because our students traditionally complete the SmartCore science track in 10th grade with chemistry, their science courses in both 11th and 12th grade satisfy the STEM requirements. Now that we reviewed the eSTEM graduation requirements, let's review how to complete the course selection forms. It's important that students really consider the courses they request, as we are unable to make random changes once courses are chosen. Course selection sheets are marked according to graduation requirements, so student choices are chosen by the counseling staff in a way that helps students progress towards graduation. Students who must vacate classes due to late schedule changes are not ensured there will be sufficient class sections or class space and other courses needed for graduation. For this reason, we are unable to make schedule changes once course selection forms have been turned in. We make a diligent effort to ensure that students are able to take all of the courses that they request. However, it's impossible to guarantee that every student will receive every class that he or she requests. There are a couple of reasons for this. First, a student may have requested 2 classes that end up being offered at the same time, and in that case, we have to make a choice to put them in one or the other. Or a class is canceled due to lack of interest, and therefore the class is no longer available. When students cannot be matched to a requested course, we select a course for them that aligns with their skill level and still maintains their progress towards graduation. At this time, please get out your course selection sheet. The following slides break up the course selection sheet by department so we can focus on one section at a time. Rising juniors and seniors have quite a bit of freedom in selecting their own classes. However, rising sophomores are still at that point in their academic careers where they are finishing the required SMART core courses for graduation, thus leaving them little room to select a majority of their classes. As such, you'll see that many classes have already been marked for your child. Members of the counseling team have already reviewed your child's transcript to see what classes he or she must take in order to satisfy graduation requirements. All students must take 7 courses next year. So tonight, all you'll need to do is mark the remaining courses that you want to take until you have a total of 7 courses on your course selection form. Please be sure to pay attention to whether your course selections are for a full year, 1 credit, or a half year, 0.5 credits, as your child will need to pick 2 0.5 credit courses to equal a full year. For students who lack their health credit, I placed a note at the bottom of your sheet noting that you will need another half credit course to take in the semester opposite of health. To select courses, just mark a check mark under the check column box beside the course you wish to request. Also, write an A beside one alternate class that could potentially substitute one of your required electives in the event that you don't get one of the classes that you've requested. This is very important. We want to make sure that you have as much selection process as possible. Students without an alternate course clearly marked will be placed in classes of the counselor's choosing in the event that the student's choices are not available. And again, we want you to have as much choice as possible. So please be sure that you're marking an alternate course. You'll notice that some courses have CC in parentheses next to them. That means that we anticipate the class will count for concurrent enrollment credit for qualified students who pay their respective fees. If you have questions about concurrent enrollment credit, please see me after the presentation, as I'm the concurrent credit coordinator as well. Also, you'll notice that some classes begin with DL. This means that these courses will be offered in the digital lab. So let's start with English. We offer 2 levels of English, advanced and regular, and it's required for all rising sophomores. As such, English 10 should already have been marked on your course selection form. If you still need oral communications, it's been marked on your sheet as debate. Debate is the high school equivalent course for oral communications. If you've already taken oral communications, please don't mark debate as a class choice, as it will not count twice. So now let's move to math. Your advisor has already marked the next course in your math progression. So if you're taking Algebra 1, then Geometry should be marked on your form. If you're taking Geometry, then Algebra 2 should be marked on your form. And last, if you're taking Algebra 2, then Pre-Calculus should be marked on your form. Then moving on to Foreign Language. Like we discussed earlier, students must have 2 consecutive years of the same foreign language for ESTEM graduation requirements. For SMART core purposes, all foreign language courses will count toward career focus. We offer Spanish and Chinese courses. However, students may elect to take other languages taught in the digital lab through Virtual Arkansas. Once students complete their 2 years of foreign language, they may elect to either continue with that language's next course, or they can select another elective. If you still need a foreign language course, it should already be marked for you. So now we're going to move on to science and electives. The typical science progression is physical science, then biology, then chemistry. Once students have completed chemistry, they're allowed to choose science courses that align with their skill level and interests. Please note that students must have taken biology before considering AP biology, and they must have taken advanced chemistry before taking AP chemistry. So let's look at what's been marked on your sheet. If you've only completed physical science, then your sheet should be marked for biology. If you completed both physical science and biology, your sheet should be marked for either chemistry or advanced chemistry. You are only required to take 1 science course during your sophomore year. However, students who have been recommended for advanced chemistry and plan to pursue a career in science may consider taking AP biology as an elective that counts toward career focus. It's important to note that AP biology is a very rigorous course, and students who take it can expect to spend at least 1 hour each night doing homework. If you request and are placed in AP biology, we will be unable to drop you from that course should you later determine that the course is too difficult or it is too time-consuming. So moving on to electives, all courses in this section can count as career focus. Here are a couple of things to keep in mind as you review this section. College and career readiness and financial literacy, which we stated earlier is required for graduation for everybody after 2021 in the graduating classes, will now be mandatory for all sophomores. Therefore, it should already be marked on your course selection sheet. In college and career readiness, students will learn how to research college information and begin to build a college portfolio. In financial literacy, students will learn budgeting skills, personal finance, tax laws, etc. Computer science can count as the fourth math, fourth science, or career focus, just not all three. There are several electives that are restricted to just juniors and seniors. Engineering, design and development, and robotics, AP Seminar, which is only for juniors, and AP Research, which is only for seniors. Additionally, rising sophomores who plan to take AP Psychology at some point in their high school career must take either psychology and sociology or abnormal psychology and human behaviors and disorders as a prerequisite. Next, we're going to cover social studies, fine arts, and PE. World History, under Social Studies, World History is a required course for graduation. Therefore, your sheet has already been marked for either World History or AP World History. Please note that students who take AP World History can expect to spend approximately 45 minutes per night doing homework, mainly consisting of reading assignments. Next, we will move to Fine Arts. We offer year-long fine art courses. The first semester of your fine art class satisfies your fine art graduation credit. The second semester and any subsequent fine art classes count as career focus. We strongly encourage students to take a fine arts class during their sophomore year to free up their junior and senior schedules for additional electives of their choice. Rising sophomores are welcome to check any of the following courses: Art 1, Instrumental Music, Vocal Music 1, or Music Technology. Students who are really interested in fine arts are welcome to check more than one course. Again, remember, once a student's fine art requirement is met, additional fine art courses count for career focus. Many of you have the fine arts section marked with an asterisk and a note that says choose one. However, if you would rather choose to continue on with your foreign language, let's say you finished Spanish 1 and 2 and you would rather do Spanish 3 than your fine arts credit in your sophomore year, then you are completely fine to do that, and then we will just make sure that you get your fine arts credit in the 11th grade. And then last, PE and health. If you need PE or health to graduate, it should be already marked for you. If you've already taken it, please don't mark it again because it will not count twice. Last, we're going to turn to the course selection sheet on the back and discuss digital lab electives and data used to make our course determinations. Again, DL means that we anticipate that the course will be offered digitally. Students take the digital lab classes online from Virtual Arkansas in our computer lab. These classes are virtually taught by different teachers around the state and are not employed by eSTEM. A facilitator oversees our students in the computer lab. It is not uncommon for these digital lab classes to be modified or canceled. Therefore, please understand that if you mark one of these classes, there's a possibility that it may not make and you'll be enrolled in another course. Due to the nature of digital lab courses, it is imperative that students selecting these classes be self-motivated and strong independent workers, as they won't have access to a live teacher. Remember, if you choose a half-credit course denoted as a 0.5 credit, make sure that you take another 0.5 credit course to have the one full credit. Relevant test scores. This section notes the test score requirements to be placed in certain advanced and advanced placement courses, which were reviewed to make course recommendations. Last, it's important to note that students with an IEP will verify their course placements during annual reviews. And then, of course, the last part of the form is the signature section. Your advisor has already signed or initialed his or her name. Both parents and students are required to sign this form before it's turned in tonight. Before we reveal where our teachers will be stationed for questions, Ms. Megan Thompson is going to explain some information about PSAT testing and the 10th grade class.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Miss Thompson. I am the other Miss Thompson, Miss Megan Thompson. Yes, it can be confusing sometimes, but we make it work. We are Forward Email Buddies. I'm so happy to be here to talk to you guys about an opportunity to take the PSAT as a sophomore. What is the PSAT? So the PSAT is the preliminary SAT. And as a 10th grader, the PSAT is primarily like a practice for the entrance exam for the National Merit Scholarship Program, because the junior year is when you take the National Merit Scholarship qualifying test, which is the PSAT. What does it measure? It measures what you learn in high school, what you need to succeed in college, AP, and your AP course potential. By the numbers, overall, nationwide, we have around 1.6 million juniors that take the PSAT every year. And of those 1.6 million, you'll see by the numbers, we end up with around 15,000 finalists. So that goes, the numbers speak that this is a highly, highly nationally competitive program, but we have had a lot of success with it in the past. We're very, very proud. In 2019, the class of 2019, our current seniors, we have 2 National Merit finalists, and last year we had 1 National Merit finalist. So this is a program that we are looking to grow, and we're hoping that some of you, after learning more about it tonight, will be interested. So for your timeline for the class of 2022, so October 2019 is when you would take the PSAT as the sophomore. And like I said, this is kind of the practice round of PSAT. And then in December, that's when scores will be released. And then in the spring and summer is when you would start preparing to take the test competitively as a junior. So fall 2020, that's when as a junior you would take the test. It is the only qualifying test for the National Merit Program. And then once again, we follow the same rhythm of in December, scores are released, and you actually don't start finding out if you are competitive for the National Merit Program until the following fall in September 2021. So this is a long journey, and it's something that as a student, if you are interested in being competitive in the National Merit Program, now is the time to start thinking about it in your 9th grade year. It's time to start preparing for this. So how to do that, and who should be thinking about this? So who's our audience right now? We recommend that only rising 10th graders with the following qualifications sign up for the PSAT. So an academic history of all of these things below. So a 3.5 GPA, ready or exceeding in all subject areas on your Aspire you took last year, and an A or B in all core subjects for the fall 2018. So if you meet all of those qualifications I just listed on there on the left-hand column, that means you might be a good competitor in this program and a good fit to sign up for the PSAT. We also recommend that if you want to sign up for the PSAT, you're enrolled in at least one of the following courses. And as Ms. Stacy Thompson mentioned, these courses, if you qualify for them and we think that you're a good fit for them, they're already marked on your course selection sheet. So based off of the academic history and your course selection sheet in front of you, you should be able to discuss with your parent and see, am I a good fit for entering this program? So when is this offered? So we do not control when these tests are available because it is a national program. There is only one opportunity to take the PSAT this year at Eastham High School, and that is Wednesday, October 10th. There's no makeup day. So unlike Aspire, unlike ACT, unlike these other tests that we do in the building, there's no makeup day, and this is the College Board policy. So if you sign up and pay to take this test, you have to show up on time on Wednesday, October 10th to take it. How do you sign up? So after thinking about this, you have some time to think about it, talk with your parents, look at your academic qualifications. If you decide that this is a good fit for you, you will fill out the PSAT registration form on My School Bucks. It includes a $17 test fee. No fee waivers are allowed for 10th graders. So you do have to be ready to commit not only the time for preparing for the exam, but the $17 testing fee. The registration deadline on My School Bucks is Friday, May 1st. And if your student currently receives testing accommodations through their 504 or IEP, like extended time or small group, we must receive a signed consent form, which is on the registration form on My School Bucks, by May 23rd. That is so that as the testing coordinator, I can request those accommodations, and College Board can make a decision on what accommodations your student will get, because that's out of our control. It's a national exam. And so we can order their exam in the summer before we even start school. So this is a program that takes a lot of preparation, a lot of planning, but there are huge rewards. Those students that I mentioned, the 3 STEM students that are finalists for the National Merit Scholarship Program, they received thousands and thousands of dollars in scholarship money due to this program and are going to elite colleges and elite honors programs. So this is a program, if you're interested in taking it seriously and putting in the time, we would love for you to sign up. And if you have any questions, I'm here to help. So that's my face. That's what I look like. I'm Miss Megan Thompson. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me via email. I'm at megan.thompson@eastemschools.org, and that's Megan with an H. So thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to connecting with you.
And so now we're going to move on to the part of the presentation where you get a chance to go out and ask questions of the teachers and visit with everyone. The teachers who teach these subjects are here to answer any questions you may have about workload, time that you can expect for your child to have to study and work in these classes. So we have several people that are stationed throughout the building to answer your specific questions. And so you're welcome to take your phone out at this time, because I'm going to take you through 2 slides where there's a list of people and then the rooms where they'll be stationed. If you have any concurrent credit questions, you'll see me, Miss Stacy Thompson, in 2:30. If you have questions about course selections that are already marked for your student, you can see Ms. Husky in room 200, and then any advice on courses for next year, Ms. Laurent will be in room 107. So I'm going to go to this next slide, and it will be the first of 2 with a list of teachers, where they're going to be stationed, and you can just snap a picture with your phone so you know which room to go to visit whatever teachers you need to visit. And then for the second slide, and then the very last thing, after you've completed and signed your course selection form, if you're completely finished with it, you can leave it at the table with Mrs. Dish by the front doors as you're exiting. The course selection sheets that are turned in tonight, we will basically have kids' schedules locked in probably by tomorrow or the next day. So the earlier these get returned, the quicker students have their schedules locked in for next year. So we appreciate you coming out. Thank you, and feel free to go around the building and talk to anybody you need to talk to. Have a good night.